Hey.
I do like the music. I do. I really
Right.
do.
I keep telling Dion, I don't know how you don't get excited when you hear that music come on every Wednesday. I don't get it, but it's just me.
Right. Hey, it is. It's definitely some nice music that we got. Right. All right. All right. It's another water cooler Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yay. And we are always so glad to be here with you guys. And today we actually brought a guest in. So, so I'm so excited that when we always bring somebody in that we want to help educate you even
Yep.
further, because Lisa and I think we think we know everything, but
Well, we come pretty close.
right, right. But we always got to bring in. Sometimes we got to bring in a little professional that can share some information with you, because we want to make sure that you have up to date information.
And
So
about those things that we don't know. It's not a lot of things that we don't know, but there are some things, and Fabby's going to fill in those things for us today.
exactly, exactly. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Dion Branch, and I am with Allure Dream Home, brokered by EXP. And my team and I, our goal is to hold your hand throughout the whole transaction process. So if times you may have questions, we're always going to be here for you to help answer your questions. If you need some assistance from someone else, we have a great team of people that work with us, like Lisa and Fabi, that can actually answer your questions. So,
And I'm
and
co-hosting today with Dion, Lisa, the house money mama from Nexa Mortgage, where brokers are better. And we are here to serve all of your lending needs, commercial, residential. Actually, we can handle pretty much all of it. So, yeah, whatever you need, give us a call. We can help you out.
all right, all right. And so we get the drum roll. Right. So today we're bringing with us Fabiola from Illinois.
Housing
Housing
Development Authority. So
development.
we are IDA, absolutely.
I,
All this time, Dion, you should know that.
I know. I call it Ida, and sometimes I get the letters mixed up, and then I'll be like, what is it? And so say it again, Fabi, so everybody can know just in case.
Oh, you got one of my from one of our in person.
Yes.
So my name is
I kept my
Fabiola.
bag.
Yes, good. My name is Fabiola. Everybody calls me Fabi. I am from IDA, and the IDA stands for the Illinois Housing Development Authority. And we're going to talk a little bit about IDA today, talk about down payment assistance opportunities, because as you know, homeowners, as well as realtors and brokers, sometimes they just need to be reminded and just popped in. Just to remind you guys about down payment assistance, a little bit of the requirements, a little bit of the rules, and just kind of giving just a little bit more excitement for those homeowners that you guys see on a daily basis. Yes. I don't see them, so you guys see them on a daily basis. So my hope tonight is to get both of you excited, so that if you do have families, we definitely want them to know about IDA. And so we're going to go over our programs today.
Right. So today we're going behind the scenes. We're working. We're talking to someone that's part of the setup of the program, so that she's bringing you up to date information. So we are really excited about that. Uh, so I want to say we've talked a lot about down payment assistance lately in the past.
In the past couple of months, we definitely have. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. And so the IDA program is one of the programs that is definitely in Illinois that a lot of people have been taking advantage of, that helps you with your down payment assistance. So you may not always have the cash that you need for closing. And so this is a way to assist you with some of your closing costs. All right.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what that entails, because sometimes I know there are different programs and they can be real specific about what they cover. So I think for me, my first question, Fabi, would be what is it that the assistance actually covers? Because we are the people that watch us should already know what down payment assistance is, but just a general thing would obviously be that this is one of those programs or loans that you can get that will help you with the down payment portion, or it could be helping with closing costs. We're about to find that out. If it's
Absolutely.
one or the other or both, for when you're purchasing your home, a home that you're going to live in, because it has to be your primary occupied home, right?
Yep. So let's get to
Okay.
it. You want to pull up my flyer and we'll go through the process.
All
All right.
right.
All right. So again, my name is Fabiola. Everybody calls me Fabi, and I am with IHDA, the Illinois Housing Development Authority. And today we're going to go a little bit over some of those down payment assistance programs. So the flyer that you're seeing right now has 3 squares on it. And those are our active programs that we have right now. We have the IHDA Access Forgivable. It is up to a max of $6,000 that you can use for down payment assistance and or closing costs. And it is forgiven after 10 years.
Okay.
The second square, which is that middle square, that is called our IHDA Access Deferred Program. That is a max of $7,500 that can be used for down payment and or closing costs. That particular program is deferred, and that would have to be paid back, whether it is the sale or the refinance of the property. Our last program, which is our IHDA Access Repayable, that is a max of up to $10,000, and that actually is repaid monthly for 120 months. So basically, you would pay a little bit every single month. Your payment ends up being about $83.33, and you pay that back after 10 years. Let's talk a little bit
You
about
said
those.
you paid that one back after 10 years. What do you mean by that?
So not after 10 years, but every single month.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So after 10 years, it would be paid off. It's a 0% interest loan. So
Got
that one would be an access repayable program.
I got you.
Some of those main requirements that we ask for: minimum FICO scores is 640. Our IHDA programs are able to be merged with that FHA loan, with a VA loan, a USDA loan, and your conventional loans. A little quick tidbit on our conventional loans: our down payment, you only need 3% down.
Yeah.
It is for first-time home buyers, but also it can be for repeat buyers. And of course, everybody needs to have that home buyer education certificate. That's that certificate. I call that golden ticket.
Okay.
A little bit more info on our programs. Like you said, Lisa, it needs to be for a purchase, and they need to have that primary residency holding. That's where even if you're a first-time home buyer or a repeat buyer, it's okay if you're a repeat buyer, but you have to hold that primary residency.
And that's something, Fabi, if I can interject with you real quick right here, is that a lot of times people, they use the term, well, what about first time home buyer? And they think like there's a specific loan that's just for first time home buyers, but it's not always necessarily, for down payment assistance that you have to be a first time home buyer, but probably a lot of times what I've seen is what's more important, that you're going to live in a house that you intend to buy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's that primary residency holding that is super important when it comes to down payment assistance with IHDA.
And then we do get people that a lot of times they will ask if they can buy, they may be interested in buying a multi-unit. What would that look like for qualifying for an IHDA grant or?
That is a great question. So our IHDA down payment assistant programs can be combined for a single family home, your townhouses and your condos, or up to 1 to 2 unit. Or if you're from Chicago, you got those 2 flats. That's what we call them. That's what I call it, a 2 flat. But it is up to a 1 to 2 units.
Okay. If you're the burbs, they probably duplexes because they right next to each other.
Oh, see, there you go. Everybody calls them different. Yes. So we do say a 1 to 2 unit. We do have our income limits and we do have our purchase pricing limits.
Okay.
So as of today, so I'll go over a couple of them, right? So if you are in Cook County, DuPage County, Kane County, Lake County, McHenry County, or Will County,
Mhm.
your maximum income limit as of today is 134,520. That's a pretty big income limit to be able to qualify for any IDA programs. So that's
Is
pretty
that
cool.
specific to any number of people in the household? Does that
That
change?
is household income. So whoever is going to be on that mortgage application,
Uh-huh.
that is the income that we are going to look at.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. So for example, you have, your husband and your wife, but guess what? I need to bring my mom. My mom gets benefits. Guess what? I don't need to know your mom's benefits because she's not going to be on that mortgage application. We
Okay.
just want to know the income for the individuals that are going to be on that mortgage application.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
No worries. Absolutely. Absolutely. And really quick, we have our website that is on that flyer at the bottom. And we also work with over 150 lenders for the whole state of Illinois. And so if your lender is on there, you can totally get on our website and check to make sure that your lender that you're working with for your mortgage is on that list.
Yes.
All right.
Next is there, by the way, y'all, just so you know. We'll make sure y'all know we on there.
You know what? It's over 150. It's the list gets longer. The list gets longer. So yes, thank you for letting me know that.
So you mentioned a credit score of 640. Is that what's needed?
That is what is needed. That is the minimum credit score to get access to our programs is a 640.
Okay. And if your score is like, say, let's look at it both ways. If it's higher, then does that have any impact on the loan any kind of way, or does it matter?
Nope. Our interest rates are the rate is the rate. It gets the same interest rate for somebody with a 640 versus someone with an 800 credit score.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And then as I'm looking at the flyer, if this is my first time looking at it, I think I would have a question. One, because it's kind of small on here.
Oh, technical. Can we zoom it, blow it up?
Can you see it better?
That's a little better, yeah. So it's like when you look at it, the things that stand out to me are the numbers. So obviously at the top, IDA Access, and then the 3 different programs. But then each one of them also have some numbers. So one of them says 4% something at the bottom up to 6,000. The other says 5% something 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 up to 7. What does that stuff mean? The 4%, 5%, 10%. What does that mean?
So when we talk when we're talking about those percentages, we're talking about the sales price. 4% of the sales price, a maximum of 6,000. 5% of the sales price, a maximum of 7,500. And then of course 10% of the sales price, a maximum 10,000.
Okay.
Gotcha. So for example, if I were buying a house in Chicago and the house costed $200,000, then that means that on the IDA forgivable, I can get
you would be maxed out at that 6,000.
At the 6,000, even though 4% of 200,000 is actually 8,000, but my IDA, the program would give me because it's forgivable, right? No complaints here.
Yeah. So in that example, IDA would be able to help out with 6,000 towards your 8,000 that you need.
Right.
Yes.
And we don't really need 8,000 anyway. 8,000 is just the 4% of the 200,000, but you're maxing at 6,000, so we end up getting to 6,000, which is great because like for FHA, like say for example, if this were an FHA loan, you only need 3.5% to cover your down payment.
And if it
Right.
was a conventional loan, all you need is your 3% down payment.
3%, right?
Mhm.
Because your program only requires 3%. So
Yes.
yeah.
So then what happens with the extra $3,000 or the extra money that you have?
So what I've heard, right, that loan officer is able to move it around. You can use it again when we say it can be used for down payment and or closing costs.
Okay.
Gotcha. And for our regular listeners, they probably or viewers, I should say, they probably already know that there is a difference, between the two, because we do usually talk about how the down payment part is like your portion, your skin in the game, so to speak. That for every loan, well, except for some of the government loans, like USDA and VA loans, they don't have a required down payment, but like FHA, it's 3.5%. Conventional is typically about 5% unless you're in a home possible program or something like that, then it's 3%. But usually loans are going to have a down payment amount. That's your skin in the game. So then once you've got that met, though, like with your program, you would have money left over that could go to the closing costs. So the closing costs would be like your title fees, funding your escrow, or you guys, I don't know if you buy down rates or not, but if you were buying down a rate, it could go towards something like that. But the other fees that are part of actually closing on the house, so all the different entities, that kind of come together and make it all happen. So then
Correct.
your additional money that you're providing on this loan, this, imaginary loan we have right now, then it could go toward those additional costs. So that would, lessen the amount. Like, say, for example, if your closing costs were, say, $8,000, now instead of you got 1,500 left over. Let's just say 2,000 left over. So if you've got $2,000 left over from the grant, now instead of your closing costs being 8,000, to you that decreases it by 2,000, so it makes it only 6,000. So
Yes.
yeah.
And to answer your question, IDA does not allow any buy downs on the interest rate.
Okay.
Yes. So to make sure that we're clear on that, the rate is the rate, whether you have a 640 or an 800 score.
Okay.
But yes, I love the math that you're mathing
The
in our imaginary example of
right.
Yes.
Right. So I have a question. Is it a stackable loan? Like, are you able to use this down payment assistance program as well as something else? Is it stackable?
So the quick answer is yes. If those other down payments that family, those borrowers are looking at, if they are allowable to be stacked with IDA down payment assistance, again, with the credit score and with the interest rate and things of that nature, the quick answer is yes. But to know any other down payment assistance right now, it's like our list of lenders. There's just so many opportunities right now, so many down payment assistant varies. But we're also always looking at making sure that family can cross that finish line. So if they are able to get stacked with IDA down payment programs, the quick answer would be yes.
Okay. So, Fabi, how many loans have you all given out? Maybe like in this year or in the past years? Do you have any idea of the loans that you all have given out over the years?
That is a great question. I don't have that answer. That's more for our operational departments, every single month. And then of course, reservations, right? That reserving of the funds is different than the closing of the funds. So a lot of times we base our numbers on how many reservations we have in our pipeline. But yeah, that would be operational department. I can definitely see if I can get that information to you guys. That's that back office info. You guys want all the details.
That's what we're here for. The water cooler. We at the cooler having this convo. So we need to know the deeds.
You want all the tea.
Exactly.
You should name it Tea Time Wednesdays.
See, I like that.
Right.
Okay, now we're thinking about a name change for our Dion asks all the good questions. She gets me almost every week. She get me with something like we didn't rehearse that.
I just they come to mind things that people want to know. Like, because people want to know, is there enough loans for me to still be able to get a loan?
Oh, that's a great question. So,
Okay.
IDA was established in 1967 through legislation of Illinois.
Right.
And although we have programs that come and go, for example, our Smart Buy program, we had a program where we were helping up to $40,000 in student loan debt.
Right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
That
Yeah.
particular program opened and it closed.
Mm.
But as we open and close programs, IDA's always going to have money. And one of the things that I love about IDA is that our down payment funding does not come from any taxpayers on a state level or a federal level. So as we see and
Wow.
hear programs that are being canceled or that are being taken down, rest assured that the Illinois Housing Development Authority and our homeownership department will always have some kind of funds. For example, we have 3 programs right now. So we will
Yeah.
definitely always have down payment assistance for families.
And these seem to be like the staple, if
Mhm.
you will, programs, because usually when I go to the site, these are the ones that I'm going to see. Sometimes you see some other ones kind of, dispersed here and there, but for the most part, these 3 seem to be pretty consistent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do have
So,
a question about real quick, because I know you want to come in with some more really tough questions, Dion. But I got a simple one, Fabi.
Yes. Yes.
So I am wondering a little bit about the home owner or home buyer education. Like
Okay.
what does that look like? I don't know. You don't have to go through the whole thing, but maybe like what does it cover? How much time do you have to spend? Is it online? Is it in person? Like those kind of things.
Well, it all depends on the borrower and what time and the time that they have. So we have on our website, we have a list of nonprofit partners that do offer that first time homebuyer course that will give you that certificate.
Okay.
And then we have the virtual ones where, hey, I can't spend, a Saturday morning, at Malcolm X College.
Yeah.
Let me try this virtual one. And we actually have a few listed as well on our website. Quick access to get those 2 different options.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. So that sounds pretty flexible then. That's great.
that
Okay,
is good.
Dion.
I done forgot.
I
That
don't
is
believe
that
it.
is that is unprecedented because Deanne always has a question. So that means I did a really good job today, and I answered everything,
You
guys.
did. You did.
I need a 5-star review.
Right.
If you left Dion speechless, she ain't got no questions. You
That
phenomenal girl.
is, and I'm glad that is recorded. Period.
I was ready and I'm like, don't
I
come
got
back.
nothing.
Right. I've got nothing. Right.
That's
But we definitely have a lot of clients that have used the IDA program or
Yeah.
even in the process of getting ready to use the IDA program. So it is definitely one of our down payment assistance programs that we do refer out to our clients.
Yes.
And if you have any questions or looking for more information about it, you wouldn't really go to Fabi. You would go to your lender. And so Lisa, the house money mama, will be able to assist you or with your IDA loan.
Yep. I definitely can. It'd be pretty much the same application process, but then there'd be a few additional things that we ask for and collect. But yes, we are ready, willing, and able.
Mhm. All right. All right.
So they wouldn't really get in contact with Fabi. So how do we give like kudos to Fabi? How do we do that? What do we
Right.
do, Fabi?
Well, Fabi is always joining us. If anybody wants to come to my home buyers workshop, Fabi will joins us there once in a while. And we have a right. I was gonna bring my coffee
I
mug
love
out the
my
cut.
bag. I'm sorry. You see, I kept it. I really like
But
my bag.
absolutely, keep the bag. I got another one for you. I got another one for you next time I see you.
Okay. So we are always excited to have these connections with the back room,
Right.
so we can make
Anytime.
sure that we bring good information.
Yes. We get the
All
best of the best. That's how we do it here.
right. Well, let me share Lisa's information. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Okay.
Uh,
That would be me. You're
screen.
down at the bottom
Right.
there.
All right. So, looking for information about Ida? Want to get ready? Get yourself pre-approved. Lisa White. She's the
House money
one. House Money Mama. Give her a call. If you're thinking about buying, but just don't know where to start, you could give me a call. I can help you. We could talk about areas. We could talk about lenders. We can definitely share information so that I could point you back to Lisa.
mama.
Because that's the starting point of
Right.
buying a house, right? So, although I can share a lots of information with you, Lisa will be the one to get you started with the
Yeah.
pre-approval process, and then she'll send you over to me where I'll help you find the home that you're looking for, and with down payment assistance, and then we'll also throw on a credit from the seller. So
Yeah.
hopefully by the time we get you to the closing table, you
Yep.
don't really have to bring
Right.
much
Little to
money.
no money out of pocket. Exactly.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
then once we find the house, you know what I do? I send you right back to Lisa again. So so we are excited to be here with you all every Wednesday, giving you more and more information about the home buying process. So make sure you join us here on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Water Cooler Wednesday
And
at
Facebook.
6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks, Abby.